I wanted to let you know that I couldn't find the homework at Collab. I would really appreciate it if you can tell me where I can find the homework.
The assignments are always going to be posted on WebAssign. You already have an account set up, and there are detailed instructions on how to log in on the syllabus.
I had an emergency and had to go back to Turkey for 3 days. That's why I couldn't come to your class Friday. I wanted to tell you that WebAssign did not accept my credit card and so I couldn't do the homework. Is there a specific type of card that I must use? Also, is there any way that I can make up for my homework?
I gave you an extension till Friday. If you're still having trouble with your card, let me know. There will not be any makeups after this instance.
Mr. Schwartz, I wanted you to know that I was ill for the past 2 days and that is why I couldn't attend your class. I scored full points from the quizzes I took, but unfortunately I missed 2 quizzes. Also, I want to make the corrections, but can you tell if we will have the same exam, and how can I acquire the questions to study?
I'm a little confused as to what you're asking. Are you asking how you can get your exam back in order to do corrections? I will bring it to class tomorrow.
When can I make up the quizzes?
I said I would not let you make up anything else. The quizzes will still be zeros. Also, you have not been to class since the first week, so I'm a little reluctant to give you any makeups. If you were actually sick for 3 weeks, then I'd like to see a doctor's note.
I am very sorry, but I unfortunately missed your class. I sincerely apologize. I wanted to know how I can give the assignment to you.
This was a practice exercise to prepare for the upcoming exam and was not turned in for a grade. You are more than welcome to do the problems by yourself, but turning the assignment in is not necessary.
Yes, but that was the exercise from today. I was asking about the relative motion question homework.
The related rates project was due in class today. Again, I will not accept it late.
I'm sorry I was not in class today. When can I make up the quiz?
I'm not going to answer these emails anymore.
When can I make up the quiz? Can I come to your office hours to make up the quizzes? I went to your office but you were not there. When will you be there?
Come in. Thanks for seeing me. Your father says you want to go to law school.
That's right. I'm really excited about becoming a lawyer.
Oh, my God. Why would you do that?
I want to help people.
So you were pre-med and got a C in organic chemistry.
A D+, actually. How did you know?
Lucky guess. And now you can't think of anything else to do?
No, I want to help people.
You mentioned that. Do you really have any plan whatsoever?
I love the Constitution.
If you say it's a living, breathing document, I may kill myself.
But it is.
Oh, no. You're going to make me orphan my daughter. I haven't seen her in 3 years.
It must be such a thrill to argue a constitutional issue.
Listen, there are like 3 lawyers in America who argue constitutional issues. They all went to Harvard and graduated in the 1970s. Did you go to Harvard?
I love the Privileges and Immunities Clause.
Do you have a time machine that you can use to go back to the 1970s and graduate with those guys?
The Constitution is so amazing.
You are going to make me take all my MBN at the same time and then chase it with a glass of scotch?
I really want to work on the important issues of the day.
Do you consider a breach of contract case between 2 giant software companies an important issue of the day?
Of course. The marketplace is very important.
They've spent $4.1 million in legal fees arguing about the name of an obscure font that no one ever uses.
I also want to work for legal aid. It must be so fascinating to help poor people with their legal problems.
What's fascinating is that you will be one of these poor people. Except you will have $100,000 in law school debt.
I'm not doing this for the money.
I hate you. I hope an asteroid hits your dilapidated house in a bad section of town.
You're just very jaded.
So how do you plan to pay for law school?
I'll have to take out a few loans.
You realize you'll be paying those back for the next 20 years, even if you decide you hate being a lawyer.
I know I'm going to love it.
I see. Have you ever had to answer 428 requests for admission, all of which were designed to trick you?
I can't wait to investigate my client's case. It's like being a detective.
Have you ever agreed to a mediation, and then discovered the other side only requested it so a process server could trap your client in the bathroom of a Wendy's?
I really love alternative dispute resolution.
Have you ever spent a Thanksgiving holiday reviewing 1.2 million pages of billing records in a warehouse in Topeka?
I am very committed.
I think you should be committed. Do you plan to get married?
Yes, of course.
Do you also plan to get divorced?
I can't wait to find my soulmate. I'm going on a chemistry.com date tonight. He wants to be an artist.
Good luck with that. Have you ever attended a law school class?
I can't wait to make a whole group of new friends.
Yeah, law students are an awesome bunch. It's like a distilled bunch of the biggest a-holes you knew in college. Were you aware that you'll be spending 3 years in an environment that in no way, shape, or form prepares you for anything remotely resembling a law career? Plus, you'll probably develop a coke habit.
I'm very dedicated. I will work very hard.
I'm sure you will. You don't plan on ever seeing your kids, right? My son is in jail for selling ecstasy. My daughter is addicted to painkillers and wine from a box.
Things are different for my generation.
True. You'll have even less fun practicing law than I did. Which is really hard to believe.
I like your BlackBerry.
I do not like my BlackBerry. I would like to torture it until it begs me to kill it. Do you know that I'm required to check it every 6 hours, 24 hours a day?
I like being able to stay connected. You can better serve your clients that way.
I had a client call me at 3 this morning to tell me he needed help because he'd been picked up on a DUI. He blew a .24.
I want to try criminal defense, too. It's so important to protect a person's right to a fair trial.
You realize all of them are guilty, right?
They can't all be guilty.
All of them.
What about innocent until proven guilty?
They've been arrested. If they go to trial, a judge has already decided there's probable cause, meaning that it's more likely than not that they did it.
What about that guy who was hours away from execution when a DNA test cleared him?
Do you move your lips when you read? Science cleared that guy. A lawyer put his ass in prison.
I'm really interested in your summer program. Can I give you my resume?
Leave it with my secretary. I'm going to throw myself out of the window. Thanks for coming by.
See you after finals. Bye.
Thank you for coming to my office. This divorce must be hard on you.
I am just worried about my kids.
That is good to hear. Please tell me about your kids.
Savannah is 6 and Todd Jr. is 4.
What are their personalities like?
Oh, they are just normal kids. They like to watch me play Xbox. And watch me play air hockey. And watch MMA with me.
Do your kids have any interests that don't involve you?
Hold on. Hey, Mom, can you come in here a minute?
That's okay. I will talk to your mom later.
That reminds me. My mom said I should get a DNA test.
Do you think that someone else might be the father of the kids?
No, I mean a DNA test for my wife.
Do you think that you and your wife might have the same father, thereby invalidating your marriage?
No, no, no. I mean the other kind of DNA test. You know, where they put a Q-tip in her and see if any other men left their DNA in her. They will probably have to swab all the holes, too, if you know what I mean.
I am not aware of any labs in our area that do this kind of testing. Where did you hear about this?
I was talking to Savannah about it.
Fantastic. So why do you think your wife filed for divorce?
She just don't appreciate all the stuff I did for her.
Such as
When I joined the army, to defend her freedom.
How long were you in the army?
8 months.
That is a curiously short term of enlistment.
Oh. Well. I heard that my kids were sad when I was gone doing training. Special Forces training. And so I asked my commanding officer if I could go home. And he said that I was doing real good and had done 6 years worth of army stuff in 8 months, so I could go home early.
You are a regular Audie Murphy. So I suppose your kids are eligible for veterans benefits, then?
The papers didn't go through.
And I suppose there would be a record of your totally honorable discharge.
Well. They don't keep that stuff for the Special Forces guys. Because it's secret. And I lost all my medals and papers and stuff in a boating accident.
I am sorry for your loss.
And my wife doesn't appreciate everything I did to help her lose weight.
Did she ask you for help with diet and exercise?
Well, no. She hadn't really noticed how fat she'd got since we got married, and she'd got real fat. So I let her know, that it was embarrassing for her to be so fat. And I helped keep her motivated to lose weight.
Tell me about your motivational techniques.
Little things, Like I'd make beeping noises when she backed up, like she was a truck or something. Or I'd take pictures of her stretch marks while she was asleep and post them on the internet. And then for Christmas me and the kids got her a pig costume.
You and the kids?
Yeah, I asked them what farm animal mommy looked most like and they said pig, so we got her a pig costume. You should have seen how much the kids laughed when I made her try it on. Ha 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 ha.
Did it work?
Yeah, she's back in shape now. I think that helped her self-esteem a lot. And then she went and cheated on me.
Why do you think she was cheating?
Oh, I know she was cheating. Like, for a while, she used to wear sweaters and turtlenecks all the time. Now she wears tank tops a lot. I think she is trying to get men to look at her boobs.
When was she wearing those heavier clothes?
Around Christmas time.
And you realize that it is now July, and we live in a temperate zone. In the northern hemisphere.
So are you saying that she might not have been cheating?
The weather may have affected her clothing choices, yes.
See, that's why I wanted a girl lawyer. You know how girls think.
Yes. Well, I can see how you would have difficulty understanding someone's thought process. It must be very unfamiliar for someone like yourself.
It's just upsetting, Like, when you get married, to become one, So when some guy looks at her boobs, it's like he's looking at my boobs. And if some guy puts his dick in her, it's like he's putting his dick in me. And that would make me gay.
I'm sure that makes you feel very bad. But don't worry. It gets better.
So what does this complaint for divorce mean, anyway? Do I get to keep my Xbox?
Let's start by talking about the most important part.
Right. So how many men does it say she slept with?
I meant your kids.
Oh, sure. I guess she'd probably just lie about how many guys she slept with anyway.
The complaint asks for the kids to live with you every other week from Thursday after school through Monday when school starts.
Is that the same as 50-50? I mean, I'm not good at math. That's why I hired you, because I figured you would be. Because you're...
It isn't the same as 50-50. Why do you want 50-50?
Hold on a second. Mom, why do you want 50-50?
Sad to say, but if we have a trial on this case, your mother will not be allowed to hold up cue cards for you during your testimony. The evidence rules are fairly clear on that. So why don't you tell me, in your own words, and I mean your singular, not your plural meaning your words and your mother's words, why this custody schedule is not good for your kids.
My wife isn't a very good mom. My kids deserve a better mom, like my mom.
Why do you think your wife isn't a very good mom?
The kids don't respect her. Whenever she tells them to do something, they don't pay no attention.
What does your wife do to discipline the kids when they don't pay attention to her?
I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention.
I suppose I should have seen that coming. What do you do to discipline the kids?
Usually if they're bad they get the hot sauce.
You put hot sauce on their tongues?
I did that when they were little, but that don't work no more, so now I put it in their eyes.
I can see that discipline will probably be an important issue in your divorce.
I know, right? The hot sauce really keeps the kids behaved. That, and if they're real bad, they get the curling iron. Don't worry, it doesn't leave burn scars. At least not where anyone can see 'em.
Interesting. I know many parents want their children to retain their childhood memories when they grow up, and causing post-traumatic stress flashbacks is a unique way of accomplishing that goal.
And my wife can never get 'em to go to bed, either. They'll be up all night, screaming and calling her a worthless bitch. Now when I'm in charge, I turn off the lights, turn on the vaporizer, and they sleep all night.
Vaporizer?
Yeah, my uncle lives in California and has a prescription for pot, so I figure my kids can have it too because they have the same DNA.
It's a wonder your marriage lasted this long.
Yeah, and that worthless bitch abused me, too.
How so?
A few years ago, she bit me and it left a mark. I should have pressed charges.
Where was the bite mark?
on the inside of my arm.
I can't say I am an expert on hand-to-hand fighting techniques, but it seems to me that a bite to the inside of the arm would be an impractical way to start a fight with someone. Is your wife a vampire, perhaps?
Well, she started it because I asked her real nicely to shave her legs. And she said, "I don't wanna, I am in labor, blah blah blah," and was just being all crazy, and Savannah was right there. And I heard that it's bad for kids to see their mom act like that, so I had to restrain her.
You restrained her?
Yeah, just like they do in the MMA. Like this.
How long did you have to restrain her?
Just a few minutes, until she passed out. I can't believe she'd put the baby at risk like that.
I am sure it's important to have shaved legs when giving birth. You wouldn't want one of those stray hairs to scratch the baby.
So am I gonna have to pay child support?
Possibly. How much money do you make?
I get $660 a month in disability.
I am sorry to hear that you are disabled.
Oh, it's not for me. It's for Mr. Garvin, who lives down the street from my mom and me. He has Alzheimer's disease, so the government pays me to take care of him.
In-home healthcare is a demanding job.
It's pretty rough, you know. I have to go over there once or twice a month, bring him some ramen noodles, change out the rat traps, that sort of thing. And if the worthless bitch is bothering me, I hide out at his place.
I see that the superhuman potential for achievement you showed in the Special Forces has served you well in civilian life.
What's that, Mom? Oh, yeah, she wanted me to ask if we could bring Mr. Garvin in here to make a new will.
Let's focus on the divorce for now. What else do you do for money?
I work construction sometimes, but they pay me cash so the bitch doesn't steal it. And my mom helps me out. And I spend a lot of time looking for jobs. Like, all day.
That's nice. Because I've got a copy of your Facebook page in front of me and it says that you updated your Farmville 204 times yesterday.
See, there you are, being good at math again.
I wanted to mention some of these things you posted on Facebook. Quote, Savannah is going to town on a popsicle. She's gonna make some guy real happy lol. Bitch just left me. That's the last mistake she'll ever make. Lol. What do you call a black man with no arms or legs? Unquote.
I think those are funny jokes. My mom says I should be a stand-up comedian. But it's okay, I'll just delete my profile.
Speaking of documents going missing, your wife says that you have her driver's license, her social security card, her clothing, the kids' favorite toys, and all her family photos and heirlooms.
Don't have them.
When was the last time you saw them?
Couple weeks ago, in Mom's house, in the living room, in the fireplace. But I think we did the right thing. It helped us get closure.
You are actually the most financially secure client I have met in 2 months, so I have no choice but to accept your case.
About that. Is it okay if I pay you in dogs? Because I think I'm going to be a dog breeder. They make good money real easy.
I only accept payment in cash, money order, debit card, or animals that I could eat if I had to.
No problem, I can get cash. Hey Mom.